Hello everyone, it's Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace, and I want to welcome you back to my channel. I have kind of a mess on my desk, pulling out things that I want to use in this journal. And so what I'm going to do today is start with the embellishing. And I've taken off the dresser scarf front page because that just kept getting in my way, and we'll put it back on before we before I bind this. But I was looking in some of my things and I found a couple of things that I think I want to use. And one of those is these ladies. They are, and so I've put them at where I think I want to use them. I'm not absolutely positive about these ladies yet, but I think that I want to put them in here somewhere. So that is one of the things, and I have them here because that's where I think I want to put them. I do know, absolutely, without a doubt, my glue, is I'm going to put this right here. I have decided on that, and I am going to make this be a little tuck spot. Oh, there it comes. And so I'm going to put glue here and here, and then at the top and the bottom of here, so that it'll be like a belly band, but it will be have a stopping point so it doesn't go all the way through, because I would rather it not go all the way through. So we'll put that down because I know that's where I want this to be. Just like that. And you'll still have this writing space, but I think I'm going to put this here, which is a article on sassafras tea and sassafras, using sassafras, and that is from the 2015 Almanac, which I had discussed with you, if you will remember, if you saw the other videos, that I'm using a 2015 Almanac that has some things that remind me of the 40s, 50s that a housewife might be interested in. And if it doesn't have the date on it, then I can use it. And if it does have the date on it, then I just do something to white the date out, to get the date out. And one of the other things that I want to do is this. So I'll do that together. I want to glue those pages together right there. So we're going to go ahead and do this and get this in here. I don't think that I got that down as good as I want it to be. So I'm going to pull this back up and try that again, because I want this to be kind of flattish. So today we're just going to work on a few things, and then I'll come back another day to work on a few things. You'll have to forgive me. I have a cold. I'm on the tail end of that cold, but it's kind of wearing on me. So here I've added another page. I keep adding pages to this thing. So this is a security envelope that I have put in here, and it was a window envelope, so I tore it. Well, I wanted it to have torn pages, and so I tore it to create that torn page on both ends. So I want to put this little piece that I tore off, part of this little piece I tore off, and put it here with this image. I do want this image, I think. If you can tell, cover's red. I'm kind of leaning toward the red. I also could fussy cut her out. So let me think about that a minute. Let's see. I could do it like this, with this over the edge. Over here on this side, the red is a little bit bright, and I'm not sure I like that. So if I cut her out, then it is a more neutral, because she's just in a gray outfit with, looks like some little red pom-pom buttons or something right there, some red buttons. And I think I might like to cut her out, and then I would put her here. I don't know, I'm trying to cover that up too. I do know I want this on here somewhere, some way or another, and I think I want this on here. I think. Could do it down like that. I don't know about that. That's a little, I put it there thinking I wanted it there, but now that I'm looking at it, I think it might be too red. So let's keep going. I do have something else over here. Okay, I am going to put this down. I had this partial magazine page that was a picture of a college class from 1934. I don't know what college, Chippewa maybe. It says Chippewa right there. I want to put that in here. I just liked the way this looked on this page with this partial picture over here. And for now, I'm going to make it be a pocket. This is just a magazine weight, so I don't know if that's going to work out well or not, but I do want this over here. I don't know though, because it's not very heavy duty, so I'm not sure it'll be the best pocket sort of page. No, I'm just going to put it down. I don't want to do a pocket. And my glue wants to come out, and it's coming out, but anyway, so I have just been going through and putting things on the pages that I think that I want to put it on, and then, you know, I go back to it, like with you guys, and I decide differently. I am going to try and collage and get this over here because I want this to go completely into the spine of this page, which is right here. And it's a little shorter than the page, so I'm going to center it like that, and we're just going to put it down. I just like the way it was almost a part of this image, and I just kind of like the way that looked. So that's going in here. This is really a junky thing. I like this. This came from my grandparents' things. There was just lots of slips of paper and envelopes that didn't really mean anything to anybody. This says Barber Rhine Drug Company, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Oklahoma Indian Remedy, $1.25 postpaid. So that was a note, apparently, of one of my grandparents saying, you know, that has ordered this. I just want to attach this with this little rough edge hanging out right here. I have no idea what Oklahoma Indian Remedy is. If any of you know what that is, then let me know. I have no idea. I've never heard of it. But it's interesting to look through old papers from somebody else's generation and these things that you see and you go, really? What is that? So I just wanted to, because this is what I'm going to do, is just put random, kind of like what I found in my grandparents' stuff, just random bits of things that they were interested in, thought they might check back on later, you know, whatever. That's the picture I'm going to use, but I'm going to use that side, not that side. That, you know, so this is the 1937 5-year diary that I have bought at an antique store, and this lady started it, and she did 37 and 38, but she did not continue on. So I'm just using pages out of that, just for interest and all. Like, you know, like the owner of this journal may have done this. And this, I want to use this photo from a magazine, because that looks like two lovers, two girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. And I'm thinking this is this lady's journal back when she met her husband. And that's going to be right here on this. And this looks like the time frame that these entries are, and so I want to do that. And he looks like he is in the Navy, which also could very well be in the same time frame because the war was beginning. We weren't in it yet, but that doesn't mean he wasn't in the military. He may have already been in the military for a little while or decided to go right out of high school. But I thought it kind of fit, and I wanted to put that right here. Just like that. You know, just like a little keepsake she would put in her diary. And there is that, and I like that. So I know I want those things there. Then as we move along, I will be doing some other things, but that's just, I'm just putting in the things that I thought, okay, I think I want that here. And I think I'm going to put this right here. But I want this to have some scrappy paper under it. So I've got these things, and there's writing on this side. See, this is a pupil's textbook record slip from my grandmother's stuff. Just some random numbers for something, but it could be written on. It's very fragile. Receipt here. I think I'm going to put these all, I don't know about this one. This one is really, I mean, it's so fragile. It's very soft. So I don't know about that one. And then this is just another, I think I'm just going to, and that's very fragile. It's also very soft. So we're going to lay that aside and decide what to do here. Now these, I think I want to use these because these are written on and they're, you know, there's some sort of receipt or whatever. And I think I'm just going to clip that to a page somewhere along the way. I don't yet know what page that's going to be on. But what I will do now is I'm going to go ahead and glue this in because I'm going to glue this in like a top here, and I can add papers in it just by gluing it, and then I'll go in and sew on any of these things I want to sew on before I bind the book. So that's what I do. I go through and just add things that I want to add. I go back and do sewing because I usually will glue something first and then sew like it's sewn in, even though it's really just glued in. So I want to put this here. I just liked this with this die cut sheet here. Let's put that on straight would be nice. It doesn't have to be straight, but I want this particular thing to be straight. So you'll have writing here. I may put some sort of embellishment to make that just look a little bit like she made her own scrappy pad, and here's the cover. And I can add some scrappy papers later. I don't have any of them handy at the moment, but I'm going to put that there for right now. Now here, I thought I would just put these ladies here. She's also in red, but for some reason, this doesn't seem to be so vibrant. So I think I do want to put this here. I don't want it to show through this. So, and I do want this page, move that for a minute, to be in the center of this. So that would be like that. So I do not want this to come up above this because I don't want it to show beyond. So I'm going to pull this down. But I kind of just liked that on this topiary, topography, not topiary, topography page here. I think I'm going to cut that little white off at the bottom. These came from, as well as the other red background one, came from wrapping paper that I had found that were these dress pattern images. And I want to cut the white. I didn't get that cut all the way off in the past. So this is going to have a range of things, just random, very random things. I think I want to, do I want to cut the corners off of that? I think I do. Let's try that. It's just going to be random things. You got a journal. This is going to be, I'm hoping this will look, you know, mostly homemade. You know, somebody just, this woman, this housewife, 40s, 50s housewife, just decided she wanted to make a book to just toss things in that she is interested in, you know, might want to go back to, might want to order something, you know, whatever it might be, or something she wants to think about that she might want to order. And it's just going to be, you know, recipes that she likes and thinks she might like to do that particular dish later on, or, you know, wants to think about it. It might be a dessert dish, you know, just things that she's interested in. I have several journals that I do that exact same thing with. Cards that, you know, I want to keep. Memorial cards from funerals. I keep those. I'm going to put this on this page. It's just a digital of an 1870 almanac. So that is going to go on this page. Oh, I could make this one be a pocket. How about we try that? Yes, I'm going to make this one be a pocket. And that's how that's one way to use a journal, and that's how I use mine. I don't generally write much. I might write a note or two about something specific if I've put something in the journal that I want to explain what it is. I'll write that explanation, but I don't like journal daily about what's going on in my life. Typically, I don't do that. But I will, you know, journal about events if I have, you know, a picture or something that I want to put in, you know, to explain what I've added to my journal. So there we are there. So that's going to be a pocket. I don't know what yet will go in there. It might be I put it upside down. Oh no, that is not going to work, which means I have glue on the wrong end. I'm glad I noticed that. That would be so sad. And I left a little bit there, but that's okay. We'll scrape it off. Oh man. I'm glad I noticed that. That would have been bad. So I'm just going to wipe this off. It'll dry and it'll be fine. So I didn't hold this the right way when I was doing this, because this is the end. I needed to, I think a postcard with a tab on it might fit in here nicely. So let's put more glue here, more glue here. And let's try that again. Whew, glad I caught that. I'm probably not thinking as clearly as I could with the cold going on, but, you know, we do what we can. The page is right side up. That's good. Okay, there. That's better. Glad I caught that. Okay, that's good. Gonna leave that like that. Now these, I have joined pages together with, I have a Martha Stewart punch. And it looks like, let's see if I have something. It looks like, no, I just left the lacy part up. It's not really something you can tuck in there. Okay, I found this also in my grandparents' things. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but this is crepe paper, red, white, and blue. And it has this stamp on it, which is a 2-cent stamp. And it is Washington is on the stamp. But I want to use this. I'm going to, because this is not on there very good anymore. Probably was at some time. But you know, those were lick and stick stamps back in those days. And so I'm going to just take that off like that and maybe use that in another place. Take that like that. And I want to put this on top of here. And I was just going to staple this, I think, on this page, just like that. This is also from the, from that, probably should put this back on there because, and this is glued together. I don't know what this was supposed to be. It's almost like it was a rally something. But why would it be with the stamp on top? I don't know. I don't know. You know, you just don't know what these things are from back in the day when other people did them, and you just don't know what it is. I am going to started to just leave that stamp on there, but I decided I'd take it out, and I'm going to stick this. It goes right here. I'm going to stick it in here on the back side so that it will cover up that hole, because I have a little bit of area I can do that with. Again, this is supposed to have been something from back in the day, and I needed some tweezers. And so it's going to have rips and tears because it's my take on Donna at Past and Pages Abandoned Journal. So see that, put that little bit of, cover that hole up. And then I'm going to glue this back down right here, just so it'll be a little more intact. There we go. Now, I can always put the stamp back on it if I decide to, or a different stamp if I decide to. And I don't know. I may not do this, but I think I'm going to do this. And I want to put her, because I like these little, it seems like that. It's supposed to come out a little bit longer, and it does, but it's all folded up. I like these pattern ladies, and these particular ones are of a style, kind of 1930s style, I imagine, early 40s maybe. Of, you know, she found these little cards, if you will, and she's wanting to use them, you know. She's thinking about, you know, she might want to make this particular outfit. She can even make her own pattern for it. Who knows? I don't know. Because we don't know of anything from those days past unless the person is still here with us. And my grandparents are long, long gone. And there we go. Just a little staple in there to hold that on. And I like to take my page that I stapled and I like to flatten the back of the staple just because. So I just hammer it down, my little hammer. And that just makes it be flatter so it doesn't poke through, you know, disturb anything else. And it just flattens it out some. So there we are, there. And that goes in here like this. I think I wanted this page at the bottom. Okay, so that's going there. Don't know what else I want to do there. Hadn't decided about anything here yet. And we have this in the middle. The transfers are in there. This is going to be a pocket that I will put some tags in or something. Then here, I think I showed you this because we've thumbed through this before. I'm not going to put that in yet because I'm not exactly sure what I want to do there. But here, on this side of this, I like this. This looks like an old, well, it did come from a greeting card, and I believe it was an old one. And I believe it would have been this vibrant still today, because they would print things like this on better paper than other things might be printed on, like the receipts and things that are, you know, really, that I showed you earlier, those things that are just on notebook paper. The notebook paper wasn't very good. It was acidic, and that's what makes those pages get brown and fragile, is the acidity in them. So I've decided to cut this out a little bit more. I left a border because I didn't want to cut inside here, but it felt like that needed a little more trimming here, and I might do that a little bit more in other areas. I just quickly cut that out. I think I found a card. This card was in my mother's things, I think, and I think it's an older one. I don't remember, because obviously I didn't keep the rest of the card. So I don't remember. But in any case, I think it will go fine. I could age it a bit. I don't think I want to, though. Sorry, you couldn't see what I was doing. I'm just trimming out some areas a little bit closer to the image. I know not so much, but I do think I want to do here also a little closer. So I'm going to go in, and I'm just going to glue this down. No pocket, no tuck, I don't think. It's a little hard to get in there. I'm still trying to leave a little edge because there's edges all along this. Where was I? Here I am. So if you are following along, there are no right or wrong ways to do this. There are no right or wrong things to put in it. You just do what your little heart desires. If you make a mistake, this is supposed to be abandoned or forgotten or left behind or whatever you want to call it. And therefore, whatever's in it is what's in it. And if it's grungy, if it's, we don't ever know. Because some pages you see of books that are very, very old, that the pages are really nice. And the book that I have in here is from like, early 1900s at least. And this book page that says chapter 1, 2, or whatever it says and this diary page is from the 1930s. Late 1930s, and it is in nice shape. It has some foxing on it, but it's in nice shape. It's not all just deteriorating. And I find that oftentimes books will be pretty well printed on good paper, because books were really expensive back in the day, and they printed them on nicer paper. And in general, I think things like that were done in a nicer way than they might be done today, because the world was not as disposable. Things were reused. And so because of that, things were not disposable. They made them better than they do today, I think, which is a little bit sad. I tell people, I went to an estate sale yesterday, and I was talking to one of the ladies that works the sale, and we were talking about some glasses that my mother had. They had some at this estate sale that came on flour sacks, just taped to the outside of the flour sack. So I'm sure that the grocers those were a promotional thing, and the grocers, when they got them, they would just attach them to the flour sacks and put them on the shelf. And so she got these green glasses that are beautiful green glasses, a Christmas green with the pedestal. Very nice. I've always loved them growing up. She's had them for she's had them as long as I can remember, because I don't remember her getting them. My oldest brother does. There, that's better. I kind of like that better. It also makes me want to cut this out now, but I'd have to do that with a razor knife. Do I want to do that? No, I don't think I do. I'm not going to, but I am going to put this in here. And I can go back and age it a little bit if I feel like it's too bright, just by running some running some ink over the top of it. So if I feel like I need to do that, I will. Even this paper is from a good ways back. I don't know how far back. It doesn't have a date, but just, I'd say at least the 50s. Just by, the writing on what's written on it and so forth. But anyway, so I was talking to this lady about that our generation, she was about my age, were the ultimate recyclers, because I remember that we had paper grocery bags, which we saved, because that then would become book covers for our school books, or we had a burn pit, and so we would line our trash can with those grocery sacks. And we recycled because we burned. We had a burn pit, so we would burn our burnables, and then, I don't remember if there was a pickup. I don't think there was pickup. I think my dad had to take them somewhere, probably the landfill, I guess. Take the other trash. But we used the paper bags as our trash bags. We used them to cover our books. We used them to take things to people that we were taking something to somebody, clothes or whatever. And I really, really miss the paper bags. I was a wallpaper hanger for a while, and the paper grocery bags were, this doesn't want to stick, that's what I used to put my scraps in as I was hanging wallpaper. So, they were just, and then we had these heavy-duty bowls for whatever margarine my mother would buy, came in these heavy-duty, nice heavy-duty, so much so that my brother still has them. They're I can remember them, so they're going to be, from the 60s probably. And you could buy, these bowls were so popular that the company made available large bowls of the same shape and plastic, heavy duty plastic, that the butter bowls were made out of. So my mother always saved the butter bowls, and my brother loved them to put ice cream in. So he has those. I have one. My mother ordered 3 of the big, they were like a mixing bowl, but they were very, bottom of it was this small and the top of it was this big. So, it was like a very slanted side bowl. I use it for popcorn now. But she ordered 3 of them, and so I have one, and then a niece and a nephew have one of each of the others. So there was a red and a turquoise and a yellow that she ordered, and the butter bowls were all red, and my brother had, I think there's 2 or 3 of those that he has. We were the ultimate recyclers. Jelly jars turned into your everyday glasses. Drinking glasses, and other jars were saved to store your refrigerator things in, and you had glass what am I trying to say? Storage containers. I remember I have a few that I picked up at estate sales that are just, they're glass with a glass lid. And that's what you put your leftovers in your refrigerator. So you know what? You didn't throw it away because this was your storage container and you just washed it for the next time. We were the ultimate recyclers. And then all of that changed. You know, Coke bottles were saved and sent back to the stores, and you got your 2 cents or 5 cents or whatever you got for them for bringing them back. And trying to cut this off straight here, and my blade must be dull on this other direction. So you know, I just think we were the ultimate recyclers. And then it became a disposable world, and nothing was made as well. I'll put this one right here. I liked this image. This might be something she saw in a magazine, and she liked this image. I could also make this one be a pocket. I might do that. It's not very heavy duty though. It's not really bad though. Let's see. Do I want to make it be a pocket? No, I'm not going to. Anyway, I think I'll do this one with glue stick. Also, so I was talking to the estate sale lady about that. And I hate it that we don't still do those sorts of things, but people don't want to. And now I have gotten to where I am now storing my leftovers in glass containers, whether it's a jar that I saved from, you know, some product, some sauce or something, or I have a few of the old-fashioned storage containers that I use, and you can get glass storage containers today with a plastic lid. So I have a few of those as well, because I like doing that. And I wish it was more that way. I really do. But it's not, so we do what we can. So I'm recycling here. This is a recycling project, because everything I'm putting in here came from somewhere else. I buy a lot of my things from antique stores or thrift stores or estate sales. So like yesterday, it was 25 cents off, so I got this for 37 cents, I think it was, which is an old money receipt that used carbon paper. So it was a receipt book. I will be using those. I get old pattern things, of which I have one that's really, really old, like from the 30s. And it had blank tissue in it because you make your own patterns back in that day. So I have those over there for something. See, I probably will stitch around this. Okay, I like that. Let's see if I put anything else in here. Oh, here's the other side of that book. See, this book page is in really nice shape. And this book is early 1900s, if not late 1800s. That I have, and I love I probably will put something in the middle of there. What? I don't know. Okay, so that's as far as I've gotten, I think. Nope, I do want to attach this here. Whoops. Oh, yeah, this here too. I'm not sure about this, so I'm not going to attach it. But I thought I might put this here, just as a place to make notes or whatever. This already had this ring, which is not punched in the middle, but that's okay. It looks sort of like a washer. That's going to have something hanging off of it. I'm not sure about that, so I'm going to leave that not attached. And let's see. I had something back here. Yes, I have this old envelope. that was torn. It's torn on both sides, here, here, and here. And I want to use it as a pocket. So I'm just going to barely put it on here and let it be on this partial page like that for now, and then I'll do something else with it later. And it's from 1948. So that's what I'm doing. I'm recycling here, as you can see. So let's get some glue here along this edge. I'm just going to glue that basically shut there. And that'll just be glued on this side, and then I'll glue it on the other side. And I just want it barely inside that, just like that. And that will become a pocket with, see, I love these oval openings. Now you only get the rectangle, you know, squared off edges. I love these oval openings. So something there will be, and I'm just gonna do this along here to get this glued down. Like that. And then that becomes a page. But it's staggered and grungy and all that. So there'll be a tag or something in that. And see, I've got just folded up pieces of paper. I'm going to put something over this. I'm not really sure what I want. I have this little teacup that is going to go somewhere, you know, just as a, and this will probably be a tuck. I colored it. It was all black and white, and I just colored the flower on it. As you can see, it's a little shiny, but I don't care. And that's going to go in here, and that'll probably be a tuck spot, but I don't know where I'm going to put that yet. But I'll do something to cover this up, whether it's going to be a pocket or something else. Here, I want to, how long is this video so far? Oh, it's getting on up there. Okay. So here I want to layer these in such a way that it will be a tattered frame. I mean, it'll go together. These two pieces don't go together, but I'm going to make them, I'm going to marry them, because I can overlap and make that be an oval. And then I think I'm going to put, you know, like a picture behind that. I don't know yet what. I have one that I'm toying with the idea of. But I haven't decided. But I'm going to layer that in such a way that that can be a frame, but I'm going to leave the raggedness of it. But that's gonna, I don't know exactly if it's going to go here or somewhere else. This, I think, is going to be a flip out here. I'm not putting that on yet because I'm not positive about that. I mean, I think this is where it's going to go, and I think that's what it's going to be, but I'm not doing that yet, because I don't know if I want it to come over on here. I don't know yet. Okay, so that is the things I have in here that I wanted to, are the ones that I'm sure of, glued down. Now, what I want to do is this. Get these little bits out of here. And I want to do collaging on this. It's going to have to be on this side so we don't see the pattern through. So this is going to go, I think I'm going to put this here. And I'm just going to collage on this. And yeah, I'm just gonna start collaging on this. I want this to look like the Tim Holtz sort of, you know, that he's got those frames that are stitched. So I want this to sort of be that. some. And so I'm just going to collage, and then I will do some stitching on it, just probably around the edges. But I just looked through my scrap papers and found some pieces that I liked and thought I would just make a scrappy frame, which we're going to do something. I'm not going to frame a picture in this one. I'm actually going to make something else out of it, and I'll show you what that is as time goes on. But right now we're just going to do this. There, yeah. See, this is just going to be attached to the page, so I don't have to worry about this side, and that side is going to be kind of hard to... Let's put this along here. I don't want it to... I just want it to be a piece of it, so I'm going to cut that down a little bit. Come on, there you go. Let's just cut this down a little bit on this side. Oh, how wide does it need to be? About that. And then we'll just put this on there. Probably not the whole piece. Let's just cut that here. And I just want to put a little piece here, like this. And then I'm going to put a little piece over here. Kind of mix it up. Press that down. Put this over here. That. Cut that off. I guess I could do it, but I like to see what it's looking like as I go. And then I think I'm going to put a little piece here. Let's do it this way. Do a little piece here. Cut it a little bit bigger. Glue that down. So that's what I'm doing to this. And then how I'm going to use it, I have done before, and I really like how it turns out. This sort of thing that I'm going to do. It turns out really nice and kind of a fun way to use a framed thing. I don't know yet for sure where in the book this is going. It's just going to go somewhere. Okay. And then let's see, I've got this, which I like, with a little bit of softer color in it. Don't want to use that. Yeah, I think I do. I think I'm going to use a bigger piece of this. Right down here. And then I'll do maybe a piece here. Let's do this piece here. I want to do it to the outside. It's easier to cut the outside than the inside. I want to do that. I don't know. Let's try a different one. See if I like it better. Oh, I like this with the writing on it. I'm just going to do the writing section. I'm trying to kind of sort of stay, and this might be a little bit too pastel. I've got some of this, but that doesn't have enough pattern. I don't think I've got some of this, which is that you would just have as the pattern because this is Braille paper. This is probably too pink with that. Let's see what else. kind of like that with it. I'm going to do this. I am going to do this. I'm going to do this right here. And what I think I'll do is cut a piece. That'll be wide enough. And do like that. And this one's been coffee dyed. Then I'm going to use this somewhere else in the book. But I think I'm going to do this part right here. Or this part. I want this part right here. Yeah, I want this part here. I could do it all the way up, but I'm not going to do it all the way up. Do it like that. Yeah, I need a new blade on that thing. It's amazing how quickly the blades give out on those little things. But they're nice. They're handy to have close by. I have a bigger one, but I mean, you know, a rolling cutter that's bigger, but it's bigger. This one's nice and little and makes it easy to do these little things. Okay. We got that going there. That's good. I like that well enough. And this will be going down. I could either put that up there, this here. I think I'll do that instead of down there. Yeah, I'm going to do that there. And that's how I'm going to do this. I can stay with you how long? It's 52 minutes. I don't want to be longer than an hour. So let's put this here. And then I think I'll put another little piece of this over here somewhere. Oh, wait, I want this to be here like this. Like that. Now, so I'm doing this sort of like you would a master board, you know, but it's going to be a frame. I wanted to tell you a little tip. Use old book pages to do a master board, because you then have, I didn't get it enough all the way down, did I? But then you have something that can be a cover for a booklet, even a journal, if you do a big enough page. And they turn out really, really nice. I have 1, 2, 3, something like that. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, there we go. See, that's looking good. That's looking good. Okay, now I need another piece of this over here. And I think I'll do this, which would be a different section of that. Could turn it this way. Get a little of that color. Yeah. I like it better than that. That's very dark. Although that's not too bad. In that corner right there, that's not too bad. Get that like that. You wouldn't see much of the orange. Don't know. Could do it this way. No, this way. I had another piece of this somewhere. A smaller piece that I was using. Also like this. Oh, that's kind of neat. I might use this down here. kind of sort of stay in the same color family, you know, generally speaking. And so the lighter colors that I had over here are not really making that work for me. So I'm just using, see, that's going to be cute. Then like I said, I will stitch around it. I think I'm going to put this here. Yep. Need to mark that. I appreciate you coming along with me today. I hope you are enjoying this little process thing. I'm not really teaching anything. I'm not really showing you anything except how I do stuff, so it's just a process rather than a tutorial. So I am putting these under the process playlist. And you can find the other videos there. Yep, put that right in there. That's good. I like that. I'm going to put this, I'm going to glue it, put the glue on here. Just like this. There we go. That's good. So I just have a couple of pieces left to do. But yes, do master boards on book pages. And if you need to glue several book pages together so they'll be thick enough, that's okay too, because that really just makes it be nice. Okay. Now I don't know if I want that to be there. Oh, it's not quite wide enough to be there. Shoot. Let's do, well, we could do the green, no more green here. Yeah, let's do that. I need to mark this too. Do I want to do that or do I want to do the more brown? I'm going to do the more brown. I'll show you my, so this is just how, I mean, you know, it's just, you just, and I know more people are more speedy than I am at a lot of things, but I got to finish one thing before I start another. Always have, always will. That's just me. I can't help it. It's just what I do. And so, you know, I gotta finish this before I start something else. And that's why I cannot work on more than one journal at a time. Just does not happen in my life. Because I just can't. And that's why when I was doing the Marguerite Miller challenges, it's like that consumed me. And that's why I'm not doing it, because I needed to do other things like journals. And I did get a journal or two done during those years, but not like I wanted to, because I was concentrating on that. My brain. I'm a multitasker in that I can do several things at one time, but it's like some things just seem to take over there. Okay, I like that. That's okay. I think I'll put this piece over here. Yep, that's good. I'll do that. And then I might put this other little piece up here. And then that should just about take care of it. Let's see, where does this one go? Here. So about here. The other thing about doing it on this side, not only does the pattern not show through of the box, but it also sticks better to this, the papers that you're working with sticks better to this side than it does the other side. This is a shiny side. Okay, we're getting there. Now I think I'll put this here. Or I could put this here, like I was going to do earlier. I don't really want to go around the corner with it, though. Not really. So, maybe I do this here. This here, like this. Like that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's put this in here. Right on there. Glue this one down here. Just like that. And cut that off, and then we'll see where we're at. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because we're an hour at 1 hour and 1. Let me get this piece down, and then we'll be done. It goes right here. Just this little piece, a little piece, right here. I want to do a piece that has some more of that color. And this piece, I thought I had another piece of this. Did I not have a piece I cut off? Maybe not. Because this is one end to the other. I had a piece that I cut off of. I could do something else altogether, like this little piece. I could. No, I think it needs... So, let me cut off a piece that's big enough to... that I can see how I want to do it. Okay, I'm going to do this dark little piece right here. Yeah, I'm going to do this little piece. Mark it. Have a little bit of that color in there. And here like that. Or like this. It'll look like almost, oh, I didn't, shoot. I didn't make that big enough to go, I made it to go this way. Huh. Duh. Okay, I don't think I like. Okay, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna put it right here. I don't like that dark line. And we'll do it just like that. Yeah, we'll do it just like that. Okay, this should do it. This should be the last piece. Yes, I like it. Okay, the next time you see me, I will have figured out where I want this to go. And then I will show you what I'm doing with that. And I'll try to remember to show you those book pages that I have collaged, masterboard, image, for masterboard. And then you can see. And I will have hopefully stitched around this. Yes, I will have and I'm probably just going to stitch around the outside and the inside. And I'm thinking, we'll see, think I want it to go like that. But that is my collaged piece, my collaged frame. I like how it turned out. I like those colors. And it's not, you know, I'm just kind of staying in the reddish, not just red, but it might go on like right here. And I don't know if, oh, that's going to bend. That's okay. I don't care. It's supposed to be grungy, right? But it might go somewhere like here. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. But I also might go here with it. No, that's too pink. Don't like it there. Okay, that's not going to work. So we'll see. We'll see where I put it. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I still think I might put it on this page, though. On the back side of this. It's not going to, but see, that doesn't bother me. The red, you know, the red and blue and all that doesn't really bother me. There's a little blue there, there's different shades. I don't, that's fine. So this may be where this goes. I'll put it here and we'll ponder that. Alrighty. Thanks for watching. If you want to see further videos on my project, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll see when I post another video, which I'm trying to do at least once a week. I work on this other than that because I make different things, but some things, you know, I'm just finding out where they go, and then I bring you along to put them down, and so you can see what I'm thinking. And I just wanted to show you what I was going to do with this frame. I have another one because I had 2 boxes of this, so I have another one of those frames. Oh, and I was going to glue this together. I'll probably do that off camera. So I have this one too. I don't know if I'm going to do it for this project. Probably not. But anyway, so that is what I have done today. Thank you for coming along. Hit the notification button and the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you'll see further videos from me. Thank you all who come along and watch. Comment if you would like to know any questions about anything, or just whether you like what I'm doing or not. I would appreciate any comments and all comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.